Hello, everyone. I am Mustafa, and I am here to share something very personal because I have an addiction, and I am addict of apps, mobile apps. Right. This is the number of apps in my phone. I believe it's not much, like not too many, because I delete and remove many apps if I stop using or stop benchmarking. So these all screens are actually benchmarks. We can learn a lot. And I'm happy to learn if you have more than 368 apps in your phone, we can talk about it after. I'm here to share what we did wrong, because we did many, and hopefully learned a bit. And this is how we can increase our LTVs, revenues, and make some things better in our products, in our mobile apps. And when I say the wrong things, this is the first one. We didn't achieve the 3 commas. It's hard to say, but I met some people here, and they literally got billions of dollars, and it's amazing to meet all these great builders. But yeah, this is the first thing we did wrong. But the second, when I say we, I mean all of us here, all great builders, pointing each other and learning from each other, and hopefully all these mistakes point us somewhere. We can unlock this simple formula, which is super simple, right? Your lifetime value from a user, the money you are making from your user, is higher than the customer acquisition cost. Then you make money. Simple, very simple formula. But is it really possible? We'll see, unless your paid user acquisition is effective or optimized. Hold my hand here, because the customer acquisition cost is getting harder, getting more expensive every day, and the competition is crazy. Thanks to this chart showing number of apps releasing on the App Store every other month since last year. And it's doubling thanks to agentic coding, and also thanks to these guys, these young stars making millions of money and sharing all these on Twitter and getting the buzz and hype. Some of these are bullshit for sure, as always, shared on Twitter and socials. But there's also truth. There's some of these guys really making that money. And that's these slot machines right now. Agentic coding is like your slot machine in the casino, and you are trying to hit every other time until you hear that sound, and if you are out of your usage, you get that message, and you need to add more coins. So this is the slot machine we are competing against. Let's start with the truth part. So when you are competing with all these hype and the increasing volume of apps and developers and everything, you need to focus what you have. And we have this simple graph which shows there's a number of users in your product which are willing to pay some amount of money. And this money is really low, really low number, really, the most of them are not paying. They are gonna pay 0 for your product. And there are very tiny number of people, they are willing to pay a lot of money. So in this graph, we need to fill all the blocks between. It starts with the basics at the bottom, and also some other methods, other ways to increase above that. This graph, thanks to this great person, Thomas, and I literally took it from their blog, and the simple way to understand how it works. So we are gonna dig into this by benchmarking all these screens. This is the all resource we can utilize in this approach. And let's see how we can use it. But like for now, just step back and try to understand what our users really looking for, because these are real people, like a million of daily active users filling in this stadium, right? This is a viral photo of this 1 million capacity stadium, and they can come here, watch a game, and that game is your product, but you need to have them, keep them coming every other game, every other day. That's the hard part. And where it starts, everything. If you have that retention, you can monetize them better. You can have some, like some methods, some improvements based on this. This is the key metric we can try to improve. So that's the truth. It's in our pocket. But there are ways to fix your retention first and then work on your monetization after that. So let's call it layer monetization. As we see in that graph, price and quantity, the quantity of users and the price we can charge. So let's fix the retention before everything, as we learned a lot in the casual gaming. If you have this sickness, if you have that users coming every other day, then you can monetize them in a better way. And that's how. The number one output I can share today is your audience somewhere in the bigger world of online products, spending money, time, and they are consuming all this content. And a great example of knitting, knitting community is huge, unless you see this before. 16 million people spending time and sharing more about their knits and their designs on this website, one of the biggest in the US market as well. And these guys made a product, made a mobile app out of this audience, which was there already existing in the bigger online world, and they are making half of millions every month. Not that easy, but it's a good example to find where your audience is hanging and spending time and how they consume the content you are providing for them. The second one, all these layers we can build up on the product, right? It starts with the tiny but the longest block in the graph, which is the most basics of the monetization. In-app purchases, subscription, some bundles, discount flows. So all these are already exist in some great products where you can get a benchmark, you can learn if you don't have in your product at the moment. I really like these discount flows. When you dismiss a paywall, there is a pop-up coming 50% off. Dismiss again, 70% off. Dismiss again, 90% off. Okay, take it free 3 days, 7 days. So these kind of flows are the basics you have to implement as soon as possible if it's not already implemented in your product. But you can increase this these flows, and you can improve them with many other ways, coins, credits. So all these consumables you can sell in your product as an additional purchase. And non-consumables as well. Lifetime values for your retaining users, or some other log content which can let you make more from one user. Again, remember this graph. I always go back and check that graph. the basics in the first block, and we are trying to fill that area between the graph x and y axis and the curve, right? So the first blocks are the basics. Then we put all these consumables, non-consumables, and some other upsells, bundles above the basics. So that's like how it works. And some good examples here I can specifically share. Bike rentals, e-bike rentals in London, I don't know if they are making enough money, if they are profitable at all, but they sell it very well. Like they sell minutes bundle and then premium pass as a subscription, and that's not enough. You can also see some partnerships, some like premium ads in their apps or rewarded ads to get free minutes. So this is a great benchmark to try everything in one product monetization. And there's always a way suitable for your audience, for your use cases. And it doesn't mean everything is gonna work in your product. So that's the time you should go back, check some audience and their usage and their content behaviors, and try and test all these layers, starting from the basics, as always. And the last thing, this customer acquisition cost is really getting more expensive every other day, right? But the formula we are trying to solve here, the profit margin between your LTV and customer acquisition cost. Again, if we can decrease customer acquisition cost, all this hybrid monetization makes more sense and more valuable. And there is a great article written by someone I never met, but online, Toby Shorin. They shared a great approach for marketers. I'm not professional in the marketing side, but it made me think a lot of times about your approach for user acquisition, which is the communities are over. There is no community anymore. There are cults. There are strong beliefs. Either you are leading a cult in your product, or you are losing the user somewhere. So think like a cult leader, where you can put your product logo in someone's forehand as a tattoo, like this liquid that water bottles made it there. So it's crazy stories coming from retail mostly, but digital versions are, there are some good digital products as well. Notion users, they are sharing Notion templates on YouTube for free, and they are promoting Notion for free. And the streak counts on Duolingo. That's how they click the streaks, right? Now every other app use the same mechanics and same streaks to copy Duolingo. But I believe there are some other ways to manage your cult and think how you can acquire these users in an efficient, better way. The last example, I really love this. Trader Joe's is a grocery store based in US. They don't have any stores, any shops in London, but their tote bags all over London right now is very hype. And the people are bringing these cool tote bags for, I don't know, for free, for nothing, but it's kind of status symbol somehow. And this is another way of managing your cult. Somehow they ended up there in London before expansion. So no need to talk more. It's very simple, right? There are methods available, easy to get benchmarks. Let's test it and how it works in your product and in your user bases. But it all makes sense if you can retain these users in a better way until your playground allows you to test more and more. And finally, and hopefully, we are gonna see some good LTVs, some good numbers, and this formula like makes more and more efficient in our products. So that's all from my side, and thanks again. These are the resources if you wanna like dig more and if you wanna learn more about this. And my Telegram and LinkedIn over there. If you have more than 368 apps in your phone, I will be happy to talk more about how we can make this better. And thanks. That's all.